Hey folks, hope you're all doing well. It is 2020. This is my first video since the new year. Hashtag seriously motivated. We got everything back. I'm back in my routine. We're back in the 5 a.m. club. We got the book club. We got the Moles Healthy Lifestyle Fitness Challenge going on. It's all happening. Super stoked. Today I want to share with you guys a life hack that will guarantee you guys to be a lot more successful with the businesses that you might be trying to build at the moment. I'm going to share with you something that very few other people are currently doing in their business that's just going to help you smoke the competition and to become much more successful. This is not something I learned overnight. This is something that took me 10 years to figure out. And it's also advice that I've been consistently telling other people and not having used in my own business until this year. This year it just clicked that what I had been sharing with other people, I didn't translate into what I was doing with my business. I'm going to share with you exactly what that tip is, and I want to do that by telling you a story about how I discovered this myself. And I learned this in my real estate business in terms of attracting clientele. And this is something that you can use in whatever area of business it is that you are trying to generate business. Now, I've been a realtor for about 10 years now. Feels like 2 years. It's been absolutely crazy. But for the first half of my business, the main way that I was generating business was through open houses. So I was doing open houses Saturday and Sunday. I would do 2 on Saturday and I would do 2 on Sunday. Oh, just a sec here. There's an ambulance. Sorry about that. Gotta let those guys through. And then let these guys back in line. Okay, safety first. So, the first half of my business, the main way that I would be generating business would be through open houses. So I do 2 open houses Saturday. I would do 2 open houses on Sunday. Every weekend I did that for years. And then the second half of my business, probably the last 5 years or so, I've really turned to generating my business online. So a lot of online leads, mainly just the type of business that I started doing and with the way that technology went and all of these different things. Now, the people who I met 10 years ago when I first became a realtor at my open houses are still to this day my best clients. They're my most loyal clients. They're the ones who have repeatedly worked with me and bought or sold with me. They're the ones who refer friends and family to me, and they're the ones who I've really just grown great relationships with, and in a lot of cases became friends with. And the online leads in a lot of cases has been a lot more transactional based, where I still create decent relationships with them, but in a lot of cases, they'll buy from me once and that's kind of all it is. And it works. It's a lot more quantity of leads. I deal with a lot more people. But in terms of quality and the people who are really giving me the repeat business and the referrals and the people who I enjoy working with the most are still coming from the open houses that I did 10 years ago. Now, I just realized recently that I have been giving other people this advice for ages and not actually listening to it myself or letting it translate into my new areas of business. What was happening was there would be new agents coming into my office, new realtors, and I would see them in the office on the first day and we would be chatting and they'd say, what is the best way for me to gain business as a new realtor? And I always go back to saying open houses. Open houses is the most important thing you can do. You have to do them, because even if you end up generating business from other avenues, those are going to be your bread and butter for your entire business. They're the people who, without them, I probably never would have succeeded and been as successful as I am in this business today, or had nearly as much fun, because those are the clients who I actually really enjoy working with and have a good time working with. And I realized that the whole point of this, and the difference between these two types of business, and thinking about why is it that the people that I met at the open houses are so much, they're just such a better type of lead versus the online leads. And what is it? What's the difference? What am I doing different? And, once I thought about it in that sense, the answer became obvious. And it's the fact that I'm getting in front of these people face to face, shaking their hand. They come into an open house. It has, in a lot of cases, it had nothing to do with the current house that I was there trying to sell, but just getting to meet them, shaking their hand, them getting to get a feel for the type of person I am, if I was authentic, if I cared, if I knew what I was talking about, and all these different areas. There's a lot of things that people feel when they meet someone in person that they don't even consciously really know in a lot of cases. Just sometimes you get a gut instinct, okay, this is someone I want to work with. I can just, you get this vibe from them. And when you create that relationship and you have this chance, whether it be only 30 seconds or a minute, to build a relationship with someone, let them know what you're all about, your mannerisms and how you talk and what interests you, and vice versa, what interests them, what their goals are. You create a bond that is impossible to create anywhere else. I've talked to people online for years. I've talked to them on the phone, and I've talked to people on the phone for over an hour who were a new lead, who I had that same, not the same, but the same conversation with, I should say, learning everything about them in an hour, their kids, what their goals are, leaving the call as if both of us are very happy with the person who we just spoke with, clients that I've picked up on the phone, but still something was missing. They still became good clients, but not the raving fan of a client that I had met at an open house. And this is so important. And when I would explain this to people, to new realtors, it just clicked to me recently that what is missing, and the reason that I've been able to create such an amazing database of good clients, is from the people that I met in person, whose hand I shook. It took very little time, but just simply meeting them in person, and the importance of doing that, and how they became my best clients ever, and how that is not happening in today's business. So I want to use that example with real estate, with whatever business it is that you might be trying to do today, because there's a lot of us, and especially entrepreneurs, and if you're an entrepreneur, I'm really talking to you, and I'm also talking to you if you are social media influenced heavy. A lot of people are building their whole business on Instagram or social media, or they're doing 90% of their marketing on Instagram, and I don't think that you shouldn't be. I think that's a great place for you to be putting out what it is that you're selling. The problem is the platform that you put out what you're trying to sell may not necessarily be the same platform that you should be trying to gain your clientele from. And a lot of people are trying to do that. A lot of people are online, selling to other people online, and they're doing it behind a screen. And this is where you can absolutely take advantage and thrive and grow your business and explode in comparison with the competition. Is if you take yourself away from the screen and get yourself in front of people and talk to them briefly, meet them, don't sell to them directly, get to know them and be authentic and shake their hand. If it's only for 30 seconds or 1 minute, you are going to create a raving fan that is going to be as loyal to you and as repetitive as a consumer as the people who I met at these open houses, no matter the area of your business. So if you're on social media and you're trying to sell your product, you're doing it right, you're marketing right, but there's one thing that you're doing likely that everyone else is doing as well that is not as effective as it could be, and that is where you are trying to pick up your clientele. You need to get in front of people, and this is very uncomfortable for a lot of people, which you should be looking at in a good light, because the more of something that people do not want to do, the better it is going to be and the more effective it's going to be. So the fact that there's so many people out there, especially entrepreneurs who might be younger, who are not used, for a lot of us, this was the only way that we used to be able to grow a business, is we would have to market in person. We'd have to go to marketing events, go networking and do all of these things and meet people, and that was how we grew our business. A lot of the people who grew up with social media and Instagram, this is not something that they've ever had to do. So to get them to do something like this is very difficult. And it's stepping big time out of your comfort zone. But this is the most effective way that you're going to meet people. You meet people, go out, shake their hand. You don't have to sell them anything. Just get to know these people. Let them know that you're authentic. Let them know that you care about them. Let them get a gut feeling in their stomach about the kind of person you are. Exchange information. Start following them on social media. And these followers are going to be the most raving fans that you're ever going to have. This also goes for people who are trying to build a following on social media. It is not about quantity, and I cannot stress this I can't stress it enough, because the quality of the people that you're going to get is going to be such a game changer for you if you're picking up people outside of from behind the screen and not doing it all online. So rather than focusing on trying to gain your followers, buying programs that, robots that auto like or auto comment on people's posts, or following and unfollowing, or showing, even if you're showing genuine interest on people's social media accounts, you can gain 1,000 followers. But if you go out and you shake someone's hand at an event or wherever it might be with a business card and just tell them what you're up to and get to know them, those 10 people are going to be better clients, and you're going to sell more to those clients than you're going to 1,000 of the people that you've met on social media. So it's not even a case where both ways work, but one's better than the other. It's essential. And the main reason why so many businesses are failing is because they are doing everything on social media. They're building no rapport with anyone and expecting people just to jump on board and buy the product that they're trying to sell, when that's just not how it works. If there's no rapport, it's just not going to happen. Unless you're offering a service that they can't get from someone else, then maybe they'll buy with you, which with the online lead generating is something that I do offer value that a lot of other people can't provide, but it is just not the same relationship as the few people that I've met in person. So if you are growing a business, the most important thing that I can tell you to do is to step out of your comfort zone, get off social media, market on social, keep doing what you're doing on social media, but that can't be your only iron in the fire. You got to be out there and you got to be shaking hands. And I promise you, with the 10 or 5 people that you meet who you start following on social media from that marketing event or from that party or whatever it is, are going to become more loyal followers and customers than the 2,000 people that you buy a social media following or just start following you for no reason. So I hope you find this valuable. I hope you really understand the importance of quality over quantity and the importance of getting away from marketing online and building rapport with people in person, shaking their hand and creating that relationship, because that is the secret that has slipped through the cracks that so many people are not doing today, that will allow you to totally excel in the business that you're trying to create. And we all know that 2020 is all about taking massive action. So let's start today. Talk to you later.